So today I'm finishing off the last details on my bamboo camper truck, and I've got some exciting plans. Firstly, I'm going to build a pop-out table. Last week I started building a whole roof component that was another pop-up, but it ended up being kind of obsolete once I changed the design. So I've got the spare pieces from that. So I'm going to reuse that into a slide out table that maybe can also be put to a different level, so then it's a slide out bench top kitchen table. So these are the old pieces that I have left from whatever I was making from them before. So I'm just going to cut each of those pieces down a little bit so that it will fit into this square, and then you can kind of imagine it's going to slide out. I think it's really good here at the back because it's the lightweight part, and so I'm going to keep like my heavy stuff up the front, because for weight distribution I think you're supposed to do that. And then I think also I'm going to have it slide out the passenger side because that's safer. I want like my kitchen set up on the passenger side so that if I pull over then I can use it there and I'm not on the road. I think I've considered everything. I always don't think at this stage of the process, and then later I go, oh, why didn't I think about that? So I'm trying to be careful, but I think it's perfect here. So when the table pops out, it's gonna have pop-up legs. So I've made this that goes through here, and this would be the leg. It would be tucked underneath, and then it would pop out like that. I think it's going to be really cool, but I need to find bamboo that's thick enough to make these holes through it, so it's a bit of a struggle. So now I need a bench top for it. So I'm going to build that out of these flats that I made a few weeks ago, and I think that's going to look so nice. So I think this is the right size. So now I'm just going to cut hundreds of them this size. It looks so good, but I'm scared I'm not going to have enough. I just ran out and I have no more of this size, so I'm a bit worried. How many more do I have? Oh, it's gonna be close. Oh, I'm like 3 off. That's so annoying. It's so annoying. It's only like 4 that I'm missing. But I'm just gonna try to manually split this with a knife because I don't have a splitter. So I split the other stuff with my friend Taya's splitter, and now I'm splitterless. But maybe, like, this is a broken piece of bamboo already, so if I just... That works. Okay. So what I'm going to try next is to secure all of these pieces into place. So I think if I put this on, and then if I wire that into place, it'll be really neat, but it'll also make sure that none of them can move, hopefully. So I'm tying this in every maybe 2 slats. I don't know if that's too much or too little, if that's gonna be enough to hold it all down. I don't know. I'll see, and then I can add more or do less, depending on what I find out. But I do these pretty tight, so then it holds this piece down, which then holds these pieces down. But I do have to remember that this car is going to be moving, so everything might come a bit loose sometimes. I've finished all of the wiring on this side, and it's really good and like sturdy and not coming out. I'm really excited because I didn't really expect this. I'm gonna push it to the other side and then I'm gonna do those ones and then it's done. I just got down here for a day of work and as I got here a little snake just slithered past me and it's a good reminder to just be chill. I think it was an okay snake, I think it was just a whip snake, but also you could never tell, so it could have been an eastern brown, and it's just a reminder to be very careful because they're everywhere right now. So this is probably bad planning on my part, but this one slat doesn't fit in. Or it could maybe fit in, but then I really like that I've done like 2, 2, 2, 2 and it's all really balanced. So what I'm gonna do, which might be a bad idea, is move everything across one and then add it at the end. But it might loosen everything so that I might have to retighten everything. It's a bit intense, but I think it's a good idea to keep it so neat. Okay, now the final piece fits. That's so satisfying. Okay, watch this. Imagine you arrive at your campsite and let your ute down. Ta-da! You've got a pop-up table, which can be your kitchen. It can be just a table. It can be anything. It's so good. I have one more idea for this table, which is pop-up legs. So I want it to be able to be more of a bench, like for a kitchen bench, you know, it's more comfortable if it's higher. So I want it to be able to sit up on these if it's being used for that. So I'm gonna add some legs that pop out of it. I think it's smart. Okay, so the plan would be that this goes inside of the leg, so then you'd have like a little piece that you keep there when it's this height, and then it's fine. And then if you put it up to this, then you let out this little thing and then it comes out. Okay, this is the test. We're slightly on a hill here, but I guess I should be used to that because I could be slightly on a hill when I'm camping. But if you want it for a kitchen bench, you put this up, strap it in. It's not properly strapped, but whatever. Then pull this up, pull this out, your little legs come out, and then put this back in, and then they act as little extenders, and you've got a kitchen bench, so you can chop, chop, chop at a higher height. So good. It's all about leverage, right? These splits have been soaking for 2 weeks, so now they're ready to use. They'll be all treated for any termites or borers or anything. The tops didn't get treated because they were sticking out the top, so I don't think I'll need that long length, and then any of the cut-offs, I'll just soak them again later. So today I want to weave some slats into the roof so that there's a little bit of shade in the morning, I guess, and so that it looks cute mostly. But I really should have done this before I built the whole thing and it was up here, because it's going to be quite hard. But I'm wondering if I can lever it down here and then potentially just do it from the ground, because I think that's going to be a lot easier than doing it up there. Okay. Not supposed to lean like this, so it's a bit stressed. So I fixed it. This roof is upside down right now, if that makes sense, because it has to like flip up and over. So I want to weave something that'll be like a shade kind of thing along here and along here. But I have to do it all upside down because once it flips up, it's going to flip. So I'm going to do it from inside here. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think it'll look nice, and if it doesn't, I can just take it out. I'm basically just going to experiment and see if it's cute, and hopefully a little bit of the way into it I'll know. So these are going to be the warps, no, the wefts. Weft goes left, right? That's the saying. So then I'm going to do warps up through it, and hopefully it's going to just weave it all together and make it all strong. I don't know. I've never woven from bamboo before. I've barely even woven anything in my life, let alone a bamboo roof. Okay, so now I would go through I finished the weave and I'm so excited, it's really pretty. So now I'm going to attach it to this by putting a piece of this flat on there and then wiring it on so that it's really sturdy, hopefully. Alright, now I cut off these end bits and it's done. I can't decide. What do you think? Should I add an extra panel of weaving on the top part, or should I leave that empty so that you can see through to the stars? I think it would look cuter if it was woven, but I also am a bit lazy, so I don't know if I want to weave it. Let me know what you think. I can't decide. Thank you so much for watching, and come again next week because I'll be putting the finishing touches on this bamboo camper before I'm ready to camp.